BookTube, I'm Vanessa, and today I'm here to talk about books that are coming out in 2019. I wanted to make like a list of all the 2019 releases that I'm really excited for, so that way I remember to actually get to them in 2019. So this is what I've come up with so far. This is by no means like all the books in 2019 that I'm going to be excited about. These are just the ones that I know of and thought of today. Let's just be honest, I'm not the greatest person at keeping up with what's coming out soon. Basically, I get all my new release information from Chelsea Palmer and Leah from Drums of Autumn, so I'm sure as the year goes on I will find more books to be putting on this list, but this is what I have right now. Let's get the obvious one out of the way right off the bat, The Wicked King by Holly Black. This is like a fairy world fantasy book and it's already out, but I'm probably not going to get to read it until next month. We don't need to spend a lot of time talking about it because it's everywhere. I think you already know about it. The next book that I think it's very obvious that I'm excited for is King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. This is the spin-off series about Nikolai Lantsov, who is the best character in the Grisha trilogy. And that is also coming out in January, but again, I probably won't get to read it till February because I'm always late. Actually, a lot of these are coming out in January because a lot of them came from Chelsea Palmer's January releases video. So another book coming out in January is Song of the Dead, which is the sequel to Reign of the Fallen by Sarah Glenn Marsh. I read Reign of the Fallen last year and I wasn't super impressed with it, but I do really love the concept. The series is about a fantasy world where important dead people, such as like royals and nobles and stuff, are routinely brought back to life so that they can continue doing their jobs and ruling and stuff. And the story follows a bisexual necromancer. So it's great, and even though I didn't really like the first one, I like the concept enough to hold out hope that the second one might improve. And I actually read Sarah Glenn Marsh's other book, Fear the Drowning Deep, a couple years ago, and I liked that book a lot. This author definitely has like the potential to write really good, atmospheric, wonderful books. So I still want to read Song of the Dead. Another January one is White Stag by Cara Barberi. This is a goblin book. It's about a girl who is taken captive by the goblins and sent to work for them in their land, which is called Permafrost. And I'm just really excited because I love goblin stuff. You know, I grew up on like Labyrinth, and one of my favorite things that I read in my British literature classes was actually The Goblin Market by Christina Rossetti. And of course, I'm a huge fan of like the Beauty and the Beast trope that tends to come along with stuff like that, where it's like, maybe you're not there by your own will, but as you learn more about the place you are and like the people around you, you start to kind of understand them and like form bonds and stuff like that. I really like that. So I'm just really excited and I hope that this is going to be like a good goblin book. Another January book that I have on this list is The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chokshi. I did not get to read her other books, but they all sound very interesting. And this book, I'm like mildly interested in it, but I'm not sure about it yet. The description says that it's set in a darkly glamorous world, Paris in 1889, which I'm really into that setting. It says the world is on the cusp of industry and power, and the Exposition Universelle has breathed new life into the streets and dredged up ancient secrets. In this city, no one keeps tabs on secrets better than treasure hunter and wealthy hotelier Severin Montagnier. I do not say French words at all. Like, I tried learning French on Duolingo and could not do it. Like, my mouth does not physically make those sounds. I don't know, so apologies in advance. And apparently this Severin guy is offered an opportunity to find his true inheritance or something like that, and he gets help from a band of experts, an engineer with a debt to pay, a historian who can't yet go home, a dancer with a sinister past, and a brother in all but blood who might care too much. Together they will use their wits and knowledge to hunt the artifact through the dark and glittering heart of Paris. That sounds really good, and I'm kind of a sucker for like that ensemble cast of like a team of people with different identities. Like, that's how Six of Crows got me, honestly, is a description where it's like a heartrender, a thief, something else, blah blah blah. Like, I really like that. So that, along with the setting, makes me really interested in this book. I don't know why I'm a little bit hesitant about it. I think it might be because it sounds almost like an action movie. But I mean, I could also see how it wouldn't be like if it's really character driven, it's not going to be like that. So I don't know why I'm hesitant, but I think I'm going to read it and give it a shot. Okay, so I think we're finally out of the January books at this point. Like, thanks video sponsored by Chelsea Palmer. Like, you could have just gone and watched her January releases video. But anyways, the next book that I have on this list is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. Erin Morgenstern wrote The Night Circus, which is just one of the most like atmospheric and magical and beautifully written books I've ever read. I mean, looking back on it, I don't think the plot was really all it was cracked up to be, but just the vibe of the book was amazing, and The Starless Sea sounds very promising in that aspect as well. So this says it is about a graduate student in Vermont who discovers a strange book hidden in the library stacks. And while he's reading this book with all these different like fantastic stories in it, he comes across a story that's about his own childhood. And obviously he's like, what the heck is going on? And while he's trying to figure it out, he uncovers a series of clues, a bee, a key, and a sword, which lead him to a masquerade party in New York City. I'm already hooked, honestly. But also there's a secret club and a doorway to a subterranean library. And what Zachary finds in this curious place is more than just a buried home for books and their guardians. It is a place of lost cities and seas, lovers who pass notes under doors and across time, and of stories whispered by the dead. This sounds so good, and knowing that it's coming from the same author as The Night Circus, I just can't imagine this not being amazing. So I'm super excited to read this. This one comes out in November. Another November release that I think a lot of people are excited for is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. And first of all, I just want to say I love how everyone was roasting this cover on Twitter when it came out, because it's not the most quality photo manipulation I've ever seen, I'll say that. And I also know that I have not been following Cassandra Clare's books for a while now. I did not read The Dark Artifices. Planned to continue it, but when the next book started coming out, I could not bring myself to care, and they're all like this freaking big, and I don't know, something about The Dark Artifices was not doing it for me. But Chain of Gold is the first one in the Last Hours series that she's coming out with, which is another one that's set back in the day. Like, this is after Clockwork Princess, so it's the next generation of the people that were in the I can't remember all these series, I can't remember their name. The Infernal Devices. It's about the children of the characters in the Infernal Devices, and Infernal Devices is my favorite series by Cassandra Clare, so I have hopes that The Last Hours will be somewhat on that level. Oh, I have another January release here, but this one didn't come from Chelsea's video, so yay me, I found this on Twitter by myself, and yay whoever retweeted it. I don't remember who you are, but this book is The Dead Queens Club by Hannah Capin, and this is a modern, like, high school retelling of King Henry VIII and his wives. And it's basically about like this high school boy that has a bunch of girlfriends. It says, what do a future ambassador, an overly ambitious francophile, a hospital volunteering Girl Scout, a new girl from Cleveland, the junior cheer captain, and the vice president of the debate club have in common? And I love how you could already tell which of those girls is which of King Henry VIII's wives. Like, I feel like such a Tudor history nerd, but oh, I'm so excited. We've all had the questionable privilege of going out with Lancaster High School's de facto king, otherwise known as my best friend. So this is told from the point of view of one of the girls who is his best friend, I think Anne of Cleves. Otherwise known as the reason I've already helped steal a car, a jet ski, and 100 spray-painted water bottles when it's not even Christmas break yet. It just sounds so fun, and I'm so excited to see how like all the King Henry drama is modernized and put into a high school setting. Like, it sounds so freaking amazing, and I cannot wait. The next thing I have on here is a graphic novel called Pumpkinheads, and this comes out in August, and it is about these two teenagers who both work at a pumpkin patch. So it's like they always get to be friends and work together and everything during those months that the pumpkin patch is open, but then they go back to their separate lives and they don't see each other the rest of the year. But this year they're both about to graduate high school and move away and everything, so this is their last year together working at the pumpkin patch, and they really just want to make the most of it and like enjoy their last season together with this person that they have like this weird connected friendship with. And it sounds so sweet and so cute, and it just, I don't know, I feel like it's gonna make my heart so warm and happy. I also found a book that is coming out in April, and it's called The Devouring Grave by Christine Lynn Herman. This book sounds kind of intriguing. It's about this girl named Violet Saunders who is just moved to a new school in this really kind of like out in the woods town in rural New York, but she's apparently descended from one of the town's founders, and she meets up with like some other kids that are also descended from the town's other founders. And I don't know if these kids have like powers or something, but it says when she meets Justin, May, Isaac, and Harper, all children of founder families, and sees the otherworldly destruction they can wreak, she starts to wonder if the townsfolk are right to be afraid. When bodies start to appear in the woods, the locals become downright hostile. Can the teenagers solve the mystery of four paths and their own part in it before another calamity strikes? I don't know what's going on. This sounds mysterious and fun. So the only other book that I have on this list so far, and that I don't even know if I should do it the honor of being on this list because I don't trust it. Goodreads has an estimated 2019 publication for The Winds of Winter by George R. R. Martin, but again, I don't trust it. I think we all know it's a trap and it's not gonna happen. Like, I'm getting depressed even talking about it.
You're sure you've had enough of this life?
Anyways, those are all of the books that I know of so far that are coming out in 2019 that I'm excited about. I hope that you guys liked this video. If you did, you can go ahead and give it a little thumbs up because that really helps me. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, you could do that too if you wanted to. I make new videos every Monday and Thursday talking about books, and I would love to talk to you about books. So let me know in the comments what is a 2019 release that you are very excited for, and I hope that I get to talk to you soon. Bye!